The history of the black woman in Europe is a history that Africans of this generation need to pass on to their children and the ones yet unborn. The Europeans know that they cannot just see the beauty of the black woman. The black woman is the blueprint. She is the mother of humanity. Through her portal of life, which is her vagina, we came forth into existence. She is the gene that can mutate into other types. Black is not just a color, but the foundation of all colors. It is the melanin that can withstand the sun. Therefore, the black woman is the mother of the sun. Around 3100 BCE, Africans in Egypt and in South Africa worshipped a black goddess named Het Heru or Hathor. Did you know that the Jews copied this worship and called her the golden calf around 700 BCE in their book of Exodus? The Romans worshipped her as Venus and the Greeks worshipped her as Aphrodite. Around 2100 BCE, the Hindus appeased her and worshipped her as the sacred cow. The fact is that the Europeans worshipped black. In medieval Europe, Europeans worshipped Isis, who is the original black mother of God, and she was described as the Black Madonna and Child in medieval Europe. White European women worshipped this black woman and even built temples for her. To worship Isis in purity, European women had to refrain, they had to desist, and they had to abstain from sex. This caused a very big problem where European men protested around the year 591 AD because their wives stopped giving them sex. Their protests led to the burning down of the temples and shrines of this black woman named Isis. Did you also know that in Europe, the black woman was considered to be so beautiful that only rich and powerful white Europeans can have black women as their mistresses? As a consequence, all the French kings had black women regardless of who they married. In Italy, the Medici family, that is a powerful aristocratic family, all had black women as their mistresses. They believed that only through the black woman they can satisfy rich sexual desire and pleasure. One of the richest members of the Medici family, who later became a pope of the Catholic Church in the person of Pope Clement VIII, had a black son named Alexandro with a black slave woman, and during his reign as pope, he made this black child the Duke of Florence in the year 1530. Now, in France, most members of the Louis family had sexual affairs with black women. It is very interesting to know that a powerful French king named King Louis XIV had an affair with a black woman to the point that he totally neglected his white queen in the person of Maria Theresa. Out of depression and jealousy, in the year 1661, she revenged against her husband by having an affair with an African dwarf who was named Nabo. This affair resulted to a black child who they named Louis Maria. This is a history of the relevance of the black woman in Europe that is forbidden to be taught in our history classes. Children of the Sun, if you are yet to purchase the book The Untold History of the Black Race and the Fall of the African Civilization, or you are still procrastinating, I understand. Some people still argue price even when the price is drastically reduced. Knowledge is priced in Africa, but entertainment is paid for, no matter how expensive it is. When it comes to book and knowledge, the black man sees it as waste of resources. But we are in the age of learning, and it will be shamefully deplorable and despicable if we still lack that knowledge about the untold history of our forefathers. Wake up, children of the sun.